I started off the day looking at the spent puck from yesterday, which had this big area, which is carryover from the day before with the shower screen. Still having the same issue. So I pulled my morning robusta shot. This was a robusta that was treated with humidity. It's about a month old, so it pulled pretty nice. But I still want to tweak this profile. It's very dark. I poured it over a cold stone, and it was very delicious. I don't think Robusta is given enough credit for what it could be. So I keep pulling them every day, and I'm doing some experiments with a bunch of Robusta to see how similar and how different the theory behind Robusta is relative to Arabica. Then I went into the office to move a coffee machine, and lo and behold, I had a cup full of mold. It's my waste cup I keep under there, but I haven't been back in a week. And the coffee dried out and turned into a pile of mold. While it is definitely gross, I was very fascinated by how mold grows on coffee. I've had this experience a few times where I've left a cup of spent coffee or the seconds of a shot, and it's grown some mold at the very end. So I packed up my machine. I was moving offices, so the first thing that has to go is my machine. And I also grabbed a grinder from another office that wasn't being used. So, of course, I always travel safely, wear a seatbelt, use a car seat, put them in a little cart, took them to my office, and they were the first things on my desk. So I didn't get a chance to pull a shot today from this machine, but I love La Pavoni. I still need to dial in this grinder, which hasn't been used in almost 3 years, and it's kind of gross, but I've been cleaning it out. Eventually went home and made a single sieve staccato shot. I did that for this shot and the next shot, which is interesting because it pulls with a similar extraction yield as a regular staccato shot, but I can do the sifting in about 2 minutes versus 5 minutes. So it's a faster sift time. However, the distributions have an overlap between the fine and the middle of the course, because you're using the theory that when you sift coffee, the finer particles come out first. So roughly over the period of a sift, you'll get finer than the mid particles and the coarser particles. So I was using a 600 micron screen, which is larger than most of the particles produced by the grinder. But we saw this one-sidedness, which also showed up in the puck, which is that dark area. And that's from the partially the profile and partially the shower screen having an unevenness. So at the same time that I've been doing this, I've been tweaking the profile. How can I, after the initial pre-infusion, how can I ramp down slower? I think one of the problems is when the flow goes too slowly, the flow causes more side channeling. So I've been taking a look. Like this shot was actually pretty bad. It had a 10% TDS and a 14% extraction yield. So it was really low by my standards. I mean, it tasted okay, but it could be a lot better. And then I've been doing some wheeling and dealing with bulk prices for my book. So if you know anyone who's interested in a bulk price for my book, I'm open to negotiation. So I've sold a couple sets now in a bulk price, and hopefully people enjoy the book. That's what I got.